Morning. Hello. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. So, today is our final virtual session. We are going to work on topics, that questions, present perfect, modal verbs, and we are going to cover some words that you have developed, that you have worked during these units. So, let's start. In this part, we have verbs, we have go, and we have understand. What do you have to do? You need to identify what is the past participle of the verbs. For example, what will be the past participle of go? Gone, goes, went, or gone. So that is gone. When we have understand, what is the past participle? Understood, understands, undertaken. So what will be the past participle of this verb? So undertaken. Yeah, that's correct. So remember, always when we are talking about present perfect, we need to use past participle. Let's continue. We have here the verb is swear. Swear is jurar. So I swear. So what will be the correct verb? Swore, swear, or sworn. So the correct verb is that one. That's correct. Very well. Let's continue with throw. We have thrown, throw, or threw. What will be the correct verb? The past participle must be thrown. For example, I have thrown the ball. For an hour, could be. That's an example. Let's continue. The next part we have, let's continue with present perfect. You have some questions. What has she boiled for hours? So you need to organize these words in order to have the answer of this question. Remember, when it's third person, we use has. Okay? We use has. So, and the verb is in past participle. In this case, the verb is boiled. Hervir is the verb. So we have, remember, you have to identify what is the subject. So it means, what is the subject in this case? Sofia. Okay, and we have the verb. Remember, always we have to use have or has in present perfect. So because we talk about Sophia, there will be has, boiled. What is the object? Has boiled sugarcane, could be sugarcane until it becomes a thick caramel for hours. Do you think that is correct? Let's check. So we have here, Sophia is the subject, has boiled sugarcane until it becomes a thick caramel for hours. Okay, so we have in this part the correct sentence. Let's continue with the next one. Before to continue with the next question, remember 4 hours. So the time You need to write the time at the end. Okay, the next question. We have, the question is, where have flamingo colonies plummeted? So, we are talking about flamingo colonies, right? We're talking about flamingo colonies. That's why we have to use have. So it's not possible has, because has is for the third person. Okay? So where have flamingo colonies plummeted? In this case, flamingo is the subject, the verb, have plummeted in flamingo colonies, flamingo colonies have plummeted in La Guajira for the past few years. Do you think that is the correct order? Could be, right? Let's check what is the correct verb, the correct order of this question. Okay, so we have here flamingo colonies have plummeted in La Guajira for the past few years. Okay, so remember, has is for the third person, have is for plural. Okay. In this part we have, what have you eaten? What have you played? Has she been at home? Where have they been? Who have you visited? Have you had a doctor's appointment? When have you slept? When have you seen a nice night? So according to that, to this part, so what do you have to do? You have to select the correct question according to the picture that is in a circle, that is in a red circle. So we have here different objects. Okay, guys? We have different objects. We have a bag. We have here like a shelf. We have food. We have things for sports. And we have here represents like he's jogging, or it could be like a waiter in a restaurant. So you need to identify what is the correct question. So we're talking about food. That's the verb eat, right? So it could be possible. What have you eaten? Yes, could be. What have you played? No, because as I said before, we're talking about food. So the correct question is, what have you eaten? Let's continue. This part, let's look at this picture. In this part, we have three people, and we have the two questions. Has she been at home? Where have they been? Three people. So, could be she? No, because we don't have a picture of a woman. So, that represents they. So, where have they been? So, the correct question will be, where have they been? In the next part, we have these pictures. We have doctor, we have people, we have family, and we have a teacher. So, Who have you visited? Have you had a doctor's appointment? According to that, who have you visited? Could be. Have you had a doctor's appointment? Is in a circle the doctor? No, it's not in a circle. So the correct question is, who have you visited? It means that we can talk about the answer. The family. I have visited my family. Could be. Suffix I have visited my family. Oh, sorry. Well, in this part uh, we have this picture. We have stars and we have the moon. We have an apple, the clock, calendar, a bed, and sun. Let's look at the question. When have you slept? And when have you seen a nice night? So, when have you slept? It's not possible, right? Because must be the circle in this part. So, when have you seen a nice night? Okay. So, any questions so far? No? Do you have any questions? Remember, present perfect, always you have to use has or have, depends. And you need to use the verb in past participle. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so the first, you have two sentences, well, two questions, and you need to complete with a word that could be like a modal verbs. What is a modal verb? Los verbos modales. Puede ser el can, should, might, shall. Verbos modales. O expresiones en este caso que utilizaríamos para requerir o para aceptar ciertas cosas. O dar un consejo o estipular una regla. So let's start. We haven't eaten anything. Getting some hot dogs. So what could be? Shall getting some hot dogs. Cuando utiliza shall, usualmente lo utilizamos para una invitación. Or shall we, lo utilizamos con shall we. Cuando, what about? What about? Or why don't we? En what about tenemos la preposición about. Siempre cuando tenemos una preposición y después luego va un verbo, debemos utilizarlo con ing. Entonces, in this case, will be what about? What about getting some hot dogs? Okay. In the second question we have, is cloudy today? So, we take an umbrella. We have the three options. How about we take an umbrella? Or less we have an umbrella? Or shall we take an umbrella? So, what could be the best answer? What about we take an umbrella? Less we take an umbrella? Or shall we take an umbrella? Shall we take an umbrella? Yes, that's correct. Shall we? Como les dije anterior, shall we se utiliza con we, shall we. Ok. Esta parte era para introducir los modal verbs. To introduce the modal verbs. Okay. This we have here, like in the bubbles, we have different sentences. Number 1, I always stay up late and wake up late in the morning. Number 2, my suit is pretty old. Number 3, I don't know what questions they'll ask me at the interview. Number 4, I talk too much when I'm nervous. Number 5, I haven't had a haircut in a long time. Number 6, I don't have directions to the interview location. So, based on these sentences, you need to organize the scrambled questions. Okay? So we have in the other slide, we have the number 5 and we have number 6. So, in the first, I always stay up late and wake up late in the morning. So this is in capital letter, could be why don't you go to bed earlier? Yeah. Okay, what would be the clue in this? Number 2, my suit is pretty old. Mi traje está muy viejo. What about, could be, what about buying a new one? Number 3, I don't know what questions they asked me at the interview. O sea, ¿qué preguntas me preguntan en la entrevista? So, you should, could be, right? So, I'm gonna give you some seconds to write, to try to organize these words. Okay, and the number 4, I talk too much when I'm nervous. So we already know that is you might, that is the modal verb might, podría. En la número 3 es should, debería, como un consejo. Let's look at the next slide and I will help you. So we have here the number 1, why don't you go to bed earlier? What about buying a new one? You should think about possible questions and answers. You might try to keep calm. Shall I go to hairdresser? Anteriormente les había dicho que shall es con we, entonces es shall we or shall I? Or you could call to the company and ask for directions. So here we have the answers. I invite you to identify the modal verbs. ¿Cuáles serían los verbos modales? Should, y el verbo va normal. You should think. El verbo va normal. You should think. You might try. El verbo va normal. You might try it. En esta parte es pregunta. Por ende, shall I. Siempre no puedes utilizar afirmativo con shall. Okay? So, you could call to the You could call to the company and ask for directions. So could, en este caso, es el verbo modal. Como le decía anteriormente, shall se utiliza es para preguntas. Shall I, shall we. Okay, so now let's continue with that questions. In this part, we have in that questions, es como un cierto, es como un verdad. Okay, so y se utilizan las contracciones. En este caso, would not, the contraction is wouldn't. We have is not, the contraction is isn't. Have not, the contraction is haven't. Let's look at the examples. But you don't really love her, do you? Cuando tenemos un negativo, el verbo, the auxiliary is in positive. Siempre va a cambiar. Cuando es negativo es positivo. Cuando es positivo es negativo. Y siempre tendremos que escribir una coma. So, in this case, comma, do you? Number 2. This will work, won't it? In this part, we have positive will work, and the negative won't it. Okay, won't it? So that is positive, will work, negative won't, the contraction. In the third, well, I couldn't help it, could I? Esta parte es negativa, is negative, so the other needs, you need to write it positive. Could I? Siempre tenemos que identificar es el auxiliar que se está utilizando. Okay, y el tiempo. En este caso es negativo, es could I. But you tell me if she calls. Estamos utilizando future. So it means the negative, won't you? Negative, won't you? Next one. We'd never have known. That is would. So, because it's would, we need to use, and that is negative, never. So, in this case, we need to use would in positive, would we? The word is bad, isn't it? The word is bad is positive. The weather is positive. So, isn't negative, and it, porque estamos hablando del clima, it. You won't be late. Negative, won't. And in this case, as I said before, when it's negative, you have to use positive. Will you? And the last one, that this part is tricky because you're using words like nobody, everybody. So when you use those words, nobody knows. So you need to use do they. You need to use the auxiliary do. And always you need to use the subject they. Nobody, everybody, do they. There are the top questions. Now we are going to finish with this exercise. This exercise we have, that is Garfield's cartoon. So you need to identify what are the missing sentences in number 3 and number 4. Why? Because number 1, they're writing, Garfield is writing there, and in this part he talks, Dear Santa, I have been good all year. Please see attached photos. Ok, so él nos va a mostrar a través de la caricatura las fotos que le ha enviado a Santa, que se ha portado muy bien. That he is well, that his behavior is good is during the year to receive gift from Santa. So the number 3, what will be? And here we are using present perfect. Well, so we have here could be I have looked after my friend. I have kissed my friend. I have hugged my friend. Or I have played tennis with my friend. So, what will be here? I have looked after my friend. Yo he cuidado a mi amigo. Okay? The number 4, what could be? What is he doing? Kissing, right? So what would be the answer? I have kissed my friend. Yo he besado a mi amigo. I have kissed my friend. Garfield is so lovely, as you can see in that picture. So let's continue. We have 2 more. I have played tennis with my friend, or I have hugged my friend. So we have to complete number 5 and number 6. Because the number 7, this is from, shut up and smile, says Garfield. So in the number 5 could be, what is the action that is he doing? Play? Is he playing? No, he's not playing number 5. So I have hugged my friend, abrazar. I have hugged my friend. And the last one, the number 6. So this is the last. I have played as the most difficult. And the answer is I have played tennis with my friends. Okay, guys, so we get some connection issues. So, well, I didn't see that you will be able to connect. So I share with you this video. So thank you very much for your attention. I hope that this material could help you. And remember, you need to keep on working on the units and be ready for the final exam. Okay? So thank you very much for your attention. Have a nice night. Sleep well. Thank you very much.